So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you have to put your hands in it, or can you just watch it move? How much of physical engagement with 3D object do you need to get it? Do you need to make a stroke to really understand what you're seeing?
You see, you totally know the answer because we're
I
talking
do
about
not.
this
I do not. I'm asking it.
I think the 3D visualizations will certainly help your understanding of a thing,
Yeah.
but I think in terms of memory and retaining this thing, touching it, there's nothing like touching it in conjunction
Yes.
with these other things. It gives you another way to remember, and it's tactile, and it goes into your understanding of something.
So there's a thing I say a lot in conversations about teaching in higher ed, which is that we have over 500 years evolved the easiest possible way to teach in education. But it's really hard. It still is really hard, right? So I think ideally we'd all dissect bodies to learn about anatomy. That's too hard. So we come up with these other ways, and one of my complaints is that we even get so far away from it that we say, well, probably a multiple choice test is a valid way to evaluate learning in any domain, right? So that's the easiest way to do it. It's very efficient, but we're further away from experience. But again, it's back to the sake of teaching as a fiction, in that we're always trying to approximate something, because otherwise, I mean, Dewey would say, just have the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? But we just can't afford to do that.
But I actually think this is where technology is actually useful for a change instead of a problem. Because I think the answer to Melissa's question is that, in fact, it's 2018. Just remember that, because this is important. It's 2018, and we're just now beginning to approach the grand compromise, which is to create a very convincing opportunity to interact directly, to reach in, to touch that body, but also to make half of it translucent for a moment, to sit back, let it rotate, and then to show what would happen if we separated the skin here at the incision point and moved in and like remove the appendix, and to be able to do that like this. We're not there yet, but we're closer than we've ever been. We're finally recapturing what was lost in full 500 years ago. And we're getting to the point, we're not there yet, but we're getting very close to the point at which we might be able to harness all of the advantages of abstract visualizations and all of these flatland solutions that we came up with paper and ink, but we might be able to finally have our cake and eat it too, and create something that allows you, even when it's not practical to have a body to stick your hands into, which you should still do sometimes, but that you can have really the best of both worlds. You can experience that. Because, and this is the part that we were talking about before the panel, I'm a very strong believer that stereopsis, the use of two eyes, is about manipulation. It's not about sitting back and watching a 3D movie. It's about reaching forward and moving things, manipulating things, placing things directly behind or in front of other things. That's why we have two eyes, evolutionarily speaking. And that's why I think our brain fires up when we have a chance to do that. And why I think that virtual reality is not going to be a lean back kind of a medium.